Hi, and welcome back to Reflections of You, where we create cards to spread joy to others. And today I'm going to spread joy by giving you a free PDF that's linked below that has autumn vibes on it as a sentiment to create this card. I have two ways that I'm going to be creating this card, and there's endless possibilities on how you can create the card. So I just want you to think outside the box. And how do I want you to think outside the box? I want you to think outside the box on your leaves that you're going to use for the cards. These can be created several different ways. 1, you could use die sets. 2, you could use your silhouette. 3, you could use your Cricut. Or 4, you can use a stamp set that stamps out the leaves, cuts the leaves, or stamps out the leaves and you fussy cut the leaves. So just look in your stash, see what you have to make your autumn card. Let's get started. So on purpose, I used different leaves cut out with different details, because not all leaves are alike, and all of you are going to have different types of leaves that you're using. So for your leaves that you cut out using a silhouette, a cameo, or a die set, we are going to add some little bit of distressed ink to those. And I'm going to start out, I have a green here, paper, and I'm going to use a little pine needle just to give this a little bit of depth of color on the leaves itself. And then for the stem, I am going to use Vintage Photo to just brown up the stem. So that's just how I'm going to do that green one. When it comes to the orange one, I am going to be using Spice Marmalade. And I am going to do something different with that. Just kind of put some color throughout the leaf that kind of contrasts and gives it more of a fall color and gives it more of a hue to the leaf. So that's another way that you can use your Distress Oxides. Again, I'm going to take this Barn Door Red, and I want to just kind of give this one a little dimension. And it's not much, it's very subtle. You can barely see it. And then again, we will use our, gotta make sure you use your right brush, a little bit of Vintage Photo on that. So for the yellow leaf, I thought that I would use a little bit of Vintage Photo just because when you see yellow leaves, they're not always bright yellow when they hit the ground. So this is another way that you could distress it up, or you could leave it all yellow if you wanted to. And then for my maple leaf, which maple trees are my favorite, you'll have to tell me in the comment below your favorite. I'm going to go back to that. Actually, I'm going to stick with my Vintage Photo on this, and I'm going to just kind of brush the leaves just very slightly around the edges and inside, just to pick up a little bit of that detail. Now, once you have distressed your leaves, if you want to, you can choose 2 different backgrounds. And actually, there's 3 kind of backgrounds you could do for this card. It's an A2 card. I decided to use craft cardstock because it is very fally, and so it will match my sentiment. And you can do one of two things. Well, three things. You can use a pattern paper that has a wood grain to it if you want it, so pull that out of your stash. You could emboss a 4 inches by 5 1/4 cardstock as your background. So this is embossed, looks like a tree. Or you can take a piece of watercolor cardstock cut down to 4 inches by 5 1/2, and you can take your vintage photo and you can go around the edges and just kind of create a little bit of interest, especially since it's going to go on the back of the cardstock. So at the end I'll show you 2 different cards just so you can see the difference. So if you'd like to sit back and relax and just enjoy watching the crafting process, that will be wonderful. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I like to use my supplies and try to give people creative ways to use theirs because we always don't have the money to spend on crafting supplies. In addition, I think fall's a fun time, especially at the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the season, to send a card, that recognizes we've hit the fall season. And I just think that's a lot of fun for people to get something special in the mail that has nothing to do with a bill, just something fun and friendly. And so I think I'm going to kind of stack up my leaves like that and put it on my background. So sit back, relax, enjoy some music, and see how I create these 2 cards. Thanks for stopping by. I am so happy you joined me today. I hope this gives you inspiration to make a fall card and spread joy to others. In the comments below, let me know if you like card 1 or card 2. and I'll see you next time.